Ladies, hear me when I say this life will never hand you growth on a silver platter. Growth does not come wrapped in ribbons and bows. Growth comes in challenges. It comes in moments when you're stretched beyond what you thought you could endure. It comes in situations that demand you rise up, even when your knees are trembling. Woman, challenge yourself to grow every day. Because if you're not growing, you're shrinking. If you're not reaching, you're retreating, and the world is waiting for the version of you that has not yet been revealed. Every day you wake up, you have two choices: to repeat what you always done or to stretch into who you're destined to become. The difference between the woman who settles and the woman who soars is the decision to challenge herself. Growth is not always comfortable. Growth hurts. It presses. It bends you. But it also shapes you. Diamonds are not formed in comfort. They're formed under pressure. And woman, you are a diamond in the making. Do not let yesterday define you. Do not let the voices of doubt confine you. Do not let the mistakes behind you blind you. Challenge yourself to grow, to learn, to stretch, to forgive, to heal, to evolve. Growth does not come in the stillness of comfort zones. Growth does not blossom where everything is easy, predictable, and safe. Growth is born in the pressure of struggle, in the fire of adversity, in the stretching moments when your soul cries out, "This is too much for me." But let me tell you, woman, very moment is not designed to destroy you. It is designed to grow you. You see, growth requires challenge because without resistance, there is no strength. Muscles do not become strong without weight to lift. Minds do not become sharp without problems to solve. Spirits do not become resilient without storms to endure. Every great tree that stands tall in the forest today had to push through the darkness of the soil, breaking rocks and pressing against hard ground just to reach the light. If the tree could speak, it would tell you that growth came only through challenge. You too must break through the hard places in life to discover your strength. We live in a world that often conditions us to avoid hardship. We seek ease, we pray for quick paths, and we desire smooth journeys. But the truth is, ease never made anyone strong. Ease never birthed greatness. Ease never produced a woman who knew her own power. It is challenge that wakes you up. It is challenge that reveals what you are truly made of. Challenge will test your patience, shake your confidence, and sometimes even break your heart. But in the process, it grows you into the woman who can handle the very things you once thought would destroy you. Think about it. Every time life has pushed you, every time circumstances have cornered you, every time pain has forced you to bend but not break, you came out wiser, tougher, determined than you were before. That's growth. And it did not come in the quiet places of safety. It came in the storms. Growth requires challenge because challenge strips away what is unnecessary. It takes away the excuses you've been holding on to. It burns away the crutches you've been leaning on. It forces you to discover the capacity you didn't even know you had. When you are challenged, you have to dig deep. You have to pull from wells inside you that you've never drawn from before. That is where the beauty of growth begins, when you see yourself doing what you once thought was impossible. Some of the very things you prayed would go away are the same things that grew you. The job that tested your patience, the relationship that broke your heart, the season of lack that humbled you, those were not punishments, they were challenges. And every challenge is a teacher. It teaches you perseverance, wisdom, gratitude, endurance, and faith. Without the challenge, you would never know how much strength you carried inside you all along. Do not despise your challenges. Do not run from them. Do not curse them. They are shaping you into someone who is unshakable. They are building you into a woman who is not easily moved by winds of doubt or storms of fear. When you rise from a challenge, you rise stronger than before. Strength becomes the foundation for everything you will build in the future. You see, comfort zones are deceptive. They promise safety but deliver stagnation. They promise peace but bring decline. The only thing that grows in a comfort zone is complacency. Complacency is the silent killer of destiny. But the challenge is the doorway to transformation. Challenge is the furnace where purpose is refined. The challenge is the wilderness that prepares you for the promise. Do you know why diamonds are so precious? Because they are formed under pressure. Gold is purified in fire. Perils are birthed out of irritation within the oyster. Everything precious, everything valuable, everything enduring is formed in challenge. If nature itself testifies to this truth, then so does your life. You are being formed in your fire. You are being pressed into your diamond state. You are being stretched into your greatness. There are times when you will cry in the process. Times when you will feel like giving up. Times when you will question if it's even worth it. And in those times, remember this, the fact that you are challenged is proof that you are growing. You cannot stay where you are and expect to reach where you're going. Something has to shift. Something has to press. Something has to stretch. Otherwise, you will remain the same. Growth requires challenge because challenge moves you forward. It pushes you out of what is familiar. It forces you to take risks. It demands that you develop skills, patience, and endurance you never thought you would need. And by the time you reach the other side of that challenge, you look back and realize you are not the same woman who started. You are stronger. You are wiser. You are braver. You are bolder. And you are more ready for the future than you ever were before. So, woman, do not shrink back from your challenges. Face them head on. Embrace them as opportunities for transformation. Recognize that every obstacle is not a barrier, but a stepping stone. Every hardship is not a punishment, but a preparation. And every challenge is not the end of you. It is the birthing of a greater you. Growth requires challenge. You are built to rise. The fire will not consume you, it will refine you. The storm will not drown you, it will strengthen you. The weight will not crush you, it will build you. You will not be destroyed, you will be developed. Because growth does not come in comfort, it comes in challenge. And you woman, we're made to grow. Destiny is not built in one moment. Destiny is not determined in one day. Destiny is the cumulative result of choices, small, consistent decisions made in the quiet places of your life. Every single day, woman, you are shaping the story of your life with the decisions you make. Though some choices seem small, unseen, or insignificant, they carry within them the power to direct the entire course of your future. We like to imagine destiny as something grand and far off, something that suddenly arrives at our doorstep with glory and recognition. But destiny does not appear out of thin air. Destiny is shaped step by step through daily decisions. It is in what you choose to do, what you choose not to do, what you allow and what you refuse. The future is not built by what you wish for. It is built by what you decide. The person you are today is a reflection of the decisions you made yesterday. And the woman you will become tomorrow will be the sum of the decisions you make today. This is why daily decisions are so important. They shape the path of your life one brick at a time. You cannot escape your choices. They become the architects of your destiny. Some of us underestimate the power of small decisions. We think the little things don't matter. We think skipping discipline today won't hurt. We think tolerating one unhealthy relationship won't derail us. What you allow today becomes what you live in tomorrow. Destiny is not written in the grand moments. It is written in the everyday choices. What you say yes to, what you say no to, where you spend your time, where you invest your energy, who you allow in your circle, all of these daily decisions are shaping your destiny in ways you may not yet see. When you look at the most successful, the most impactful, the most purposeful people, you will realize they did not simply stumble into greatness. They did not wake up one day and suddenly arrive. No, they made consistent decisions. They chose discipline when laziness called. They chose persistence when quitting seemed easier. They chose faith when fear whispered doubt. Every day, they made decisions that aligned with where they wanted to go, and eventually, those decisions shaped their destiny. The truth is, life will always present you with two paths, the path of ease and the path of growth, the path of comfort and the path of challenge, the path of excuses and the path of discipline. And every single day, your destiny is being shaped by which path you decide to take. You cannot walk in purpose while living in excuses. You cannot reach destiny while ignoring discipline. And you cannot become the woman you are called to be while making decisions that betray your future. Daily decisions shape destiny because they build habits, and habits build character, and character determines where you will end up. If you decide daily to feed your mind with wisdom, you grow. If you decide daily to guard your heart, you protect your peace. If you decide daily to put in the work, you progress toward your purpose. But if you decide daily to settle, to procrastinate, to ignore your calling, then your destiny becomes a reflection of neglect rather than intentionality. This is why you must wake up each morning with intention. You cannot afford to live carelessly, assuming destiny will somehow happen for you. No, destiny requires partnership. It requires participation. It requires you to make decisions today that your future self will thank you for. Your destiny is not waiting in the distance. It is being formed right now. The habits you cultivate, the relationships you maintain, the priorities you set, the words you speak, the choices you make, all of it is carving out your future. Even when no one is watching, your decisions are writing the script of your destiny. And here is the truth: many do not want to face indecision as also a decision. Every time you refuse to choose, you are still shaping your destiny. If you remain silent when you should speak, if you stay where you should move, if you wait when you should act, those non-choices are still shaping your tomorrow. Destiny does not wait for you to decide. It is being written whether you are intentional about it or not. You have the power to redirect your future by changing your decisions today. You don't need to be perfect, but you need to be intentional. You don't need to have everything figured out, but you need to know this: what you decide today matters. One decision to forgive can release you from years of bitterness. One decision to be disciplined can set you on the path to excellence. One decision to walk away from what drains you can free you to embrace what grows you. One decision to believe in yourself can open doors you never thought possible. Daily decisions shape destiny, because destiny is not a leap. It is a series of steps. Every great journey is built one step at a time. Every fulfilled dream is built one choice at a time. Every strong woman is built one day at a time, choosing growth over comfort, discipline over excuses, purpose over distraction. So woman, do not despise the decisions you must make today. Do not think they are too small to matter. Each one is a seed, and your future is the harvest. Plant wisely, choose carefully, live intentionally, because the choices you make daily will either move you closer to your destiny or drag you further from it. Destiny is not decided in the future, it is decided in the present. What you choose today is the prophecy of your tomorrow. Every yes, every no, every step forward, every step back, it is all carving out the path you will walk. So rise each morning with the awareness that your destiny is in your hands. Decide with courage, decide with clarity, decide with vision, decide with faith, because your daily decisions are not small, they are sacred. They are shaping the woman you are becoming, and they are writing the story of the destiny you will one day live. Discomfort is not your enemy. Discomfort is your teacher. Discomfort is the furnace where your future is forged, and yet so many of us run from it. We pray it away. We complain when it comes. Let me tell you this truth, woman. If you are going to rise into the fullness of your destiny, you must learn to embrace discomfort as preparation. Growth and destiny are never birthed in the cradle of ease. They are conceived in the womb of discomfort. Think of every breakthrough in your life. Was it birthed when you were comfortable? Or was it born when you were stretched, when you were pressed, when you were forced to face something that unsettled you? Discomfort is not punishment, it is preparation. It is shaping you for the very places you are destined to walk. Discomfort comes to teach you what comfort never can. Comfort whispers, stay the same, don't risk, don't change. But discomfort shouts, there's more in you. Get up, stretch further, push harder. Discomfort is the alarm clock of destiny. It wakes you up from slumber and pushes you toward transformation. Consider the butterfly. Before it spreads its wings, it struggles in the cocoon. That struggle is necessary. It builds the strength the butterfly will need to fly. Without the discomfort of that tight cocoon, the butterfly would never gain the muscles to soar. The cocoon feels like confinement, but in reality, it is preparation. The same is true for you. The tight places in your life, the stretching seasons, the moments where you feel pressed on every side, they are not there to suffocate you. They are there to strengthen you for the flight ahead. Preparation always feels uncomfortable. Ask the athlete in training, rising before dawn to push their body beyond exhaustion. Ask the student burning midnight oil, laboring over books when everyone else is asleep. Ask the mother carrying life inside her, walking through 9 months of stretching, swelling, and waiting. All preparation carries discomfort. But when the race is won, when the degree is earned, when the child is born, the discomfort reveals its purpose. It was never wasted. It was the cost of preparation. You cannot pray for greatness and then reject the discomfort that builds it. You cannot ask for strength and then despise the weights that make you stronger. You cannot dream of purpose and then run from the process that prepares you for it. Discomfort is not a sign that you're failing. It's a sign that you're being prepared. The truth is, woman, if you were handed everything you desired without preparation, it would destroy you. Opportunity without preparation is dangerous. Success without process is unsustainable. Blessings without growth become burdens. That is why discomfort is necessary. It equips you to carry what is coming, prepares your character to handle your calling. It builds your resilience so you can stand in rooms you once only dreamed of entering. Discomfort is also a revealer. It shows you what you're made of. It reveals your weaknesses so you can strengthen them. Uncovers your fears so you can face them. It exposes the areas where you need growth so you can rise above them. Without discomfort, you would never know how much you can endure. Without discomfort, you would never realize the depth of your own resilience. Sometimes God will allow discomfort because He knows what's ahead of you. He knows the weight of the destiny on your life. He knows the size of the doors you're going to walk through. And He knows you cannot enter those places unprepared. Very things that feel uncomfortable right now are sharpening you, refining you, toughening you, and preparing you. They are training you for the weight of your own greatness. Think of David before he faced Goliath. He didn't start on the battlefield. He started in the field, fighting lions and bears in the discomfort of isolation and obscurity. Those battles were his preparation. Think of Esther before she entered the palace. Months of preparation, discomfort, and waiting before stepping into her moment of destiny. Think of Joseph, betrayed and imprisoned, enduring years of discomfort that were secretly preparing him to rule a nation. Every great story in history has discomfort as its foundation. So do not despise your season of discomfort. Do not mistake it for abandonment. It is not the absence of purpose. It is the preparation for purpose. Discomfort may strip you, but it also equips you. It may humble you, but it also strengthens you. It may frustrate you, but it also matures you. What if the very discomfort you're facing right now is the proof that your preparation is underway? What if the stretching you feel, the closed doors, the restless nights, the unanswered questions, what if all of it is building you for the next level of your life? Preparation rarely announces itself, disguises itself as inconvenience, as difficulty, as discomfort. But in reality, it is building the version of you that is equipped to handle your tomorrow. This is why you must learn not only to endure discomfort, but to embrace it. Welcome it as part of your growth. Recognize it as evidence that you are being prepared. When you shift your perspective, discomfort no longer feels like a curse. It feels like a classroom. It becomes your teacher, training you in patience, resilience, humility, and strength. Woman, don't run from your discomfort. Don't hide from it. Don't despise it. Embrace it. Because discomfort is not just happening to you. It is happening for you. It is preparing you for rooms you cannot yet see, opportunities you cannot yet imagine, and callings you cannot yet comprehend. And when the day comes that you step into those places, when you rise into the fullness of your destiny, you will look back at your seasons of discomfort and realize they were never wasted. They were necessary. They were the tools of preparation that built you into the woman you were always meant to be. So embrace your discomfort. Wear it with courage. Carry it with grace, because every ounce of it is shaping you, strengthening you, and preparing you. Discomfort is not your enemy. It is your greatest preparation. And when the preparation is complete, you will rise, not broken, but built, not destroyed, developed, not diminished, but destined. There comes a moment in every woman's life when she must decide, oh, will I be chained to what was, or will I rise into what can be? Because the truth is, the past is a place of reference, not a place of residence. It is a chapter in your story, but it is not the whole book. And if you are not careful, the past will try to write your identity in ink, convincing you that who you are is all you can ever be. But woman, I'm here to tell you today, refuse to be defined by the past. Past has a way of echoing louder than it should. Mistakes whisper shame, failures shout doubt. Betrayals replay like broken records. Regrets cling to your memory like shadows that follow you everywhere you go. But hear this clearly, the past only has as much power as you allow it to. If you let it, the past will lock you in a prison of yesterday, replaying moments that cannot be changed, reminding you of wounds that cannot be undone. But if you rise, if you choose, if you declare, I will not be defined by where I've been, then the past becomes your teacher, not your master. Every single one of us has scars. Every single one of us has chapters we wish we could rewrite. But scars do not mean you are broken. They mean you survived. Mistakes do not mean you are finished. They mean you are human. The past does not determine your destiny unless you surrender your future to it. You have the power to choose differently today, and that choice reshapes tomorrow. Think of a seed. Buried in the dirt, it looks like it is finished, forgotten, hidden under layers of soil. But in time, that same seed grows roots, sprouts, and breaks through the very ground that once seemed to cover it. Your past may feel like dirt burying you, but refuse to stay under it. That soil is not your grave. It is your ground for growth. You were never meant to stay in what buried you. You were meant to rise from it. Some of you are carrying names the past tried to stick on you, failure, broken. Not enough, abandoned, unworthy. But those names are lies. They do not define you. They describe a season, not your identity. Seasons change. Pain passes. Lessons remain, but they do not lock you down. You are not what happened to you. You are not what they called you. You are not even the mistakes you made. You are more. You are becoming. You are evolving. And the past has no right to hold the pen that writes your future. The danger of living in the past is that it blinds you to the possibilities of the present. You can miss open doors because you're staring at closed ones. You can sabotage relationships because you're still carrying wounds from the last one. You can ignore opportunities because you're too afraid of repeating yesterday's mistakes. But the truth is, if you're still here breathing, it means there's more ahead of you than there is behind you. The past cannot define you unless you allow it to. There are women who rise from ashes that should have destroyed them. Women who take the very pain meant to break them and turn it into purpose that heals others. Women who refuse to let the past dictate their destiny. And do you know what separates them? One decision. The decision to stop rehearsing what was and start embracing what can be. Do not misunderstand me. Refusing to be defined by the past does not mean you erase it. It means you redefine it. You see it not as your identity, but as your training ground. That heartbreak, it taught you resilience. That betrayal, it taught you discernment. That failure, it taught you wisdom. That rejection, it taught you self-worth. Everything in your past can become preparation for your future if you refuse to be chained to it. Think of Ruth, who lost her husband but chose to keep moving forward, and in doing so, she walked into destiny. Think of Joseph, betrayed by his brothers and thrown into a pit, sold into slavery, imprisoned unjustly, yet he refused to be defined by those chapters and eventually rose to rule a nation. Think of the woman at the well, with a history others whispered about, but one encounter shifted her identity from outcast to messenger. The past could have defined them. They refused to stay there, and so must you. Refusing to be defined by the past requires courage. It requires forgiveness, sometimes of others, sometimes of yourself. It requires letting go of shame and embracing grace. It requires the humility to say, yes, that was me then. This is me now. It requires you to stop rehearsing the pain and start rehearsing the promise. You will never walk into the fullness of your future if you keep dragging yesterday behind you. Some things must be left where they happened. Some people must be left where they left you. Some doors must stay closed because they were never meant to lead you where you're going. Past is not a chain you must drag. It is a chapter you must learn from and turn. And here is the beauty. The very things you thought disqualified you may become the very things that qualify you to lead, to inspire, to impact. People are not touched by perfection. They are touched by stories of resilience. Your scars can become someone else's survival guide. Your testimony can become someone else's breakthrough. What the enemy meant for harm in your past can be transformed into purpose for your future. So, woman, make the decision today. Refuse to be defined by the past. Refuse to wear yesterday's labels. Refuse to rehearse yesterday's failures. Refuse to bow to yesterday's pain. Stand tall and declare, I am not who I was. I am who I am becoming. Because you are not finished. You are in progress. And progress means the past cannot define you. You are not bound to the story others tell about you. You are not locked into the mistakes you made. You are not chained to the pain you endured. You are free to rise, free to grow, free to walk into newness. The past is part of your story, but it is not the end of your story. Your identity is not rooted in what you did or what was done to you. It is rooted in who you are becoming. So lift your head, woman. Shake off the shame. Release the regret. Walk with courage, because the past has no power to define you unless you hand it the pen. Your future is far too great, far too important, far too bright to let the shadows of yesterday determine the light of tomorrow. Woman, do not think for a moment that your growth is only about you. The changes you make in your life, the healing you embrace, the strength you cultivate, the wisdom you gain, these are not isolated victories. Every step you take forward, every layer you peel back, every mountain you climb, all has ripple effects beyond what you can see. Your growth is not silent. Your growth is not hidden. Your growth inspires others. There are women watching you even when you don't realize it. There are daughters, sisters, friends, coworkers, strangers who see your life and draw courage from your journey. Sometimes they may never tell you. Sometimes they may never clap for you. But deep down, your growth becomes the evidence that change is possible. Your story becomes the proof that transformation can happen. Your rising gives them permission to rise too. Think about it. How many times have you been strengthened by watching someone else overcome? How many times has someone else's perseverance reminded you not to quit? That is the power of growth. It multiplies, it spreads, it becomes contagious. And without even trying, you inspire others simply by refusing to remain the same. Your growth is not selfish, it is service. Because when you grow, you create a path for others to follow. When you heal, you show others that healing is possible. When you rise, you give someone else the courage to get up too. Your growth whispers to those around you, if she can do it, I can too. And make no mistake, growth is not always glamorous. Sometimes it looks like tears on the pillow at midnight. Sometimes it looks like falling and getting back up again. Sometimes it looks like walking away from people who don't understand your journey. Growth is messy. Growth is painful. Growth is uncomfortable. Even in that, your process speaks. Someone sees you enduring, and it gives them strength. Someone sees you pressing through, and it gives them courage. Someone sees you refusing to quit, and it gives them hope. There are people who may never read a book on resilience, but they will read your life. There are people who may never attend a seminar on perseverance, but they will watch how you keep going. There are people who may never hear a sermon on courage. They will hear it in the way you live. Your life itself is a message, and your growth preaches louder than words ever could. When you refuse to stay stuck in cycles of brokenness, you inspire others to break their own cycles. When you walk away from environments that do not serve your purpose, you inspire others to evaluate their own environments. When you set boundaries, you give others permission to set theirs. When you love yourself enough to grow, you show others what love looks like in action. Your growth inspires others because it proves transformation is real. Some people are bound in hopelessness, believing change isn't possible. When they see you, when they see the woman you become compared to the woman you were, they see hope in motion. You become the evidence that they too can be free, they too can heal, they too can rise, and don't think inspiration only comes from perfection. In fact, It's the opposite. People are not inspired by flawless lives. They are inspired by authentic ones. They are moved by your transparency, by your willingness to admit the struggle but keep moving forward anyway. Perfection isolates, but growth connects. People connect with your journey. Enough for your progress, your willingness to evolve. Think of a candle. When one candle is lit, it can light another and another and another. Soon one small flame has multiplied into many. That is your growth. It is a flame that sets others on fire. It spreads without losing power. It inspires without diminishing. And the more you grow, the more light you bring into places of darkness around you. Never underestimate the power of your example. You may think your progress is too small, too slow, or too unseen to matter. But someone is watching. Someone is listening. Someone is taking notes, and one day they will step into their own growth because they saw you step into yours. There is generational impact in your growth as well. Your daughters will not have to fight the same battles you fought because you grew beyond them. Your sisters, nieces, and granddaughters will stand on the foundation you built. They will rise higher because you chose to grow stronger. Your growth is not just for today. It is for tomorrow. It is for generations yet to come. And let me say this, your growth inspires even your enemies. Those who doubted you, those who left you, those who underestimated you, they too are witnesses of your growth. They may never admit it, but your rising disrupts the lies they believed about you. Your transformation testifies louder than their criticism ever could. You don't need to argue with them. You don't need to prove yourself with words. Just keep growing. Growth is the loudest clapback. Perhaps most importantly, your growth inspires you. When you look back at who you used to be and see the woman you are becoming, you realize how far you've come. That realization fuels you to keep pressing forward. Inspiration is not only for others, it is for you too. Your growth becomes your evidence that you are capable of more. So, woman, do not despise your process. Do not minimize your progress. Do not downplay your growth. Celebrate it because it matters. Every step forward is a light for someone else's path. Every healed wound is a map for someone else's journey. Every breakthrough you walk into becomes a door for someone else to walk through. Your growth inspires others, not because you are perfect, but because you are persistent. Not because you've arrived, but because you refuse to stay the same. Not because you have all the answers, but because you're willing to keep asking the questions and seeking the truth. So rise, grow, evolve. Know that in doing so, you are not just changing your own life, you are changing lives around you. You are becoming a living testimony. You are becoming a beacon of hope. You are becoming an example that others will look to and say, because she grew, I can grow too. Your growth inspires others. Keep moving forward, woman. Keep stretching. Keep healing. Keep becoming. Because the light you carry is not just for you. It is for the world. And when you grow, you give others the courage to grow too.